Alright, this video is specifically for Mac users. In this video, let's install Miniconda for macOS. So there are multiple ways to install Miniconda on Mac. You can either follow Conda official documentation or you can use Homebrew to install Miniconda. So I'm going to use Homebrew to install the Miniconda because it is straightforward. Okay, so make sure Homebrew is installed in your system. Okay, so if it is not installed, you can simply copy this command and run in your terminal. Okay, so I'll go to this search and say Miniconda. All right. So here we have the installation command, brew install -- cask Miniconda. Just copy this and go to your terminal. Okay, so just go to your terminal and you see if I run conda -- version like this, command not found, right? So Anaconda was installed in my system, but for creating this video, I uninstalled it. Okay, so right now there is no Anaconda or Miniconda installed in my system. So I'm going to run this command, brew install cask Miniconda to install this Miniconda. I'll hit enter. All right, Miniconda was installed successfully. Now we will verify this installation. We'll say conda -- version. Okay, so Conda 24.5.0 is installed. So this is the current latest version. Okay, so now I'll clear this up. So now I want to see the list of environments. So I will say Conda env list. Okay, Conda environment list. So hit enter and you can see the base environment is already there. So this base environment comes with the Miniconda installation by default. Okay, so now you can create the new environment. So to create the new environment, you can say conda create -- name and space. You have to provide the name of your environment, right? So I will say env1. Hit enter. Okay, just say proceed. And you can see the env1 is created. To activate the environment 1, you can simply say conda activate env1. Okay. All right, so we got the error conda error. Run a conda init before running this conda activate. Okay, so that's because maybe we installed Miniconda using Homebrew, right? So that could be the reason it is specifically asking for running this conda init. So what we'll do is we'll say conda init. We also need to provide the shell name. So what is shell name here? Well, if you see this terminal, you see this ZSH, right? So this is what your shell. So that's why you have to provide ZSH. Okay, so most probably you will see either ZSH or bash. Okay, so just use whatever you see here. Okay, so conda init ZSH and I'll hit enter. Okay, so now you see for changes to take effect, close and reopen the current shell. Okay, so I will exit it. Okay, I'll exit this terminal. So I will reopen this terminal and now I want to actually activate my environment that I have created. And if you see this one, you see the base is by default activated, right? So that is the default behavior of Anaconda. So I will simply say conda env list and you see we have base and env, right? So currently by default base is activated. That's why you see star here, right? So to activate env1, you can say conda activate env1. Okay, now you can see env1 is activated. Now how to deactivate the environment? You can simply say conda deactivate. Conda deactivate. Okay, so when you deactivate it, so it will just fall back to the default environment. Now if you still want to come out of this base environment, you can again run this conda deactivate. All right, now you can see. So this is how you manage the environments. So for creating our projects, we'll create a new environment, maybe stock env or something. So that's about installing Miniconda on macOS. In the next video, we will install Jupyter Notebook.